From the national newsroom of the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebow. Conservative leader Pierre Poilievre says the late Brian Mulroney brought transformational change to Canada when he was Prime Minister between 1984 and 1993. Caroline Mulroney, an Ontario cabinet minister, announced last night that her father, the country's 18th Prime Minister, died peacefully at the age of 84 while surrounded by his wife and 4 children. A spokesman for Caroline later said Mulroney had been hospitalized in Palm Beach, Florida, after a recent fall. In Toronto last night, Poilievre praised Mulroney for his mentorship. He says he was lucky enough to speak with him recently.
He was still following everything, knew everything that was happening both here at home and around the world. He had an incredibly encyclopedic mind.
Prime Minister Justin Trudeau said Mulroney was a champion for the environment and stood up for Canada's values. Health Minister Mark Holland has tabled a bill considered the first step toward a possible pharmacare program. The legislation lays down a roadmap for how the federal government plans to get there. The first step is to negotiate universal coverage for birth control and diabetes drugs with provinces and territories, something Holland says he is fairly certain he can accomplish by the next election. Yesterday's Alberta budget is being welcomed by some business groups. The Calgary Chamber of Commerce praised its focus on fiscal responsibility. NDP leader Rachel Notley says the UCP budget is a litany of broken promises that fails to help Albertans with the high cost of living and leaves schools and healthcare underfunded. Jurors at a coroner's inquest into the in-custody death of a mass killer in Saskatchewan issued 4 recommendations yesterday for police to improve arrests. After a few hours of deliberations, they said the RCMP should have mandatory enhanced driver training and that there should be more training for extraction techniques during takedowns. Assistant Commissioner Rhonda Blackmore, the commanding officer for Saskatchewan's Mounties, says the recommendations will be reviewed.
I think the recommendations were very relevant to the incident as it unfolded. We have to remember that this incident was an incredibly high-risk incident outside of what we would see and what we refer to as that day-to-day policing. But we'll take those recommendations back. We'll review them.
And so much snow is predicted to fall in the Lake Tahoe area this weekend that ski resorts are telling people to cancel their vacations in the Sierra Nevada mountains.
Normally, snow attracts skiers, but this weekend, ski resorts around Lake Tahoe are putting out the message, don't visit. The National Weather Service is predicting up to 12 feet, 144 inches of snow in some areas. Kevin Cooper is a spokesman for multiple Tahoe ski resorts. He says the danger is too great that visitors will get stuck, unable to leave, and travel will be dangerous.
Why would you want to put your family through that?
And so ski resorts are telling people to stay away. Alex Stone, EBC News.
This is the Canadian Press. In sports, Austin Matthews and the Toronto Maple Leafs added to the Arizona Coyotes' woes. Matthews scored his league-leading 53rd goal of the season as Toronto doubled Arizona 4-2 at Scotiabank Arena. The Coyotes have lost 14 straight since their last victory January 22nd. Dallas rookie Logan Stankoven scored for the third time in his 4 NHL games as the Stars beat the Winnipeg Jets 4-1. Sam Reinhart scored twice as Florida edged the Montreal Canadiens 4-3 in a shootout. Brock Nelson scored twice as the Islanders ended Detroit's 6-game winning streak 5-3. Morgan Geekie had his first hat trick in helping Boston beat the Vegas Golden Knights 5-4. In exhibition baseball action, 7 Philadelphia pitchers combined on a 4-hit shutout as the Phillies blanked the Toronto Blue Jays 5-0. Vladimir Guerrero Jr. had 2 hits for Toronto. The Jays' record slipped to 2-4 so far in their spring training. From the Canadian Press, I'm Karen Rebow.
Thanks for listening. Don't forget to follow and subscribe. For more of today's top stories, visit thecanadianpressnews.ca.